You sit there again, quiet, phone face down, room dim, heart heavier than it looks. You're not angry, you're not bitter, you're just tired. Tired of explaining yourself to people who never listen. Tired of pretending you're okay when you're running on emotional fumes. Tired of being misunderstood by the very people who claim to know you best. They say you've changed. You have, but not the way they think. You remember being small, how loud the world felt. Every argument, every sigh, every slam door, you noticed it. You always noticed it. While other kids played, you were busy reading faces, checking moods, scanning tones, trying to stay safe. That's called hypervigilance, a survival skill your nervous system built to keep you alive. You didn't choose it. You adapted to it. Because in a world where emotions were unpredictable, you learned to predict everything. You became the peacekeeper, the caretaker, the one who always said it's fine, even when it wasn't. That's parentification, when a child becomes the parent before they even grow up. You learned early that your feelings came last. You learned love was something you earned, not something you received. And now, years later, you still carry that lesson like a scar under your skin. You apologize for existing too loudly. You shrink when you should stand tall. You overthink every silence. You're not cold. You're protecting yourself. You stopped explaining yourself because no one really heard you. And every time you tried, someone twisted your truth into something smaller, something easier to digest. They said, "You're too quiet." They said, "You're distant." But the truth, you've just been hurt too many times by people who called it love. So now, you keep your heart behind glass. You still feel everything. You just don't show it anymore. That's called a protective response, a trauma adaptation that says, if no one understands me, I'll stop trying to be understood. But here's the quiet truth you've never said out loud. You don't want to be alone. You just don't want to beg to be seen. You crave connection, but not the kind that drains you. You want peace, the kind that doesn't demand your emotional labor in return. You want someone who listens when you fall silent, someone who understands that your "I'm fine" isn't fine at all. You've spent years editing yourself, making sure you're easy to love, safe to talk to, predictable to keep. But let me tell you something. You were never meant to be emotionally convenient. You are not too much. You are the result of emotional neglect, of years spent giving, waiting, hoping. You built walls because you had no safe place to land, and now you confuse safety with silence. You call loneliness peace. You call numbness strength. But deep down, you miss the version of you who felt deeply, the one who used to dream before life told you not to. It's okay to feel again. It's okay to want to be seen. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. Healing doesn't mean forcing yourself to open up overnight. It means learning to trust your feelings again. It means recognizing that your inner child still waits patiently for someone to say, "You're allowed to rest now. You've spent your whole life surviving. Now it's time to live." You're not cold. You're cautious. You're not distant. You're protecting your peace. You're not emotionless. You're exhausted from being misunderstood. But here's the light that never left you. You're still here, still learning, still capable of love, real, quiet, honest love. So breathe. You're not broken. You're becoming. The world may never fully understand you, but the right people, the ones meant for your peace, will. Until then, keep your heart soft, your boundaries strong, and your hope alive. Because one day, someone will look at you and say, "I get it." And in that moment, you'll realize you were never cold, just tired of being misunderstood. Subscribe for more stories that feel like yours.